we start? Thank you very much. Fantastic. So welcome everyone to our meeting tonight. Before we start, I just wanted to let everyone know that we will change the agenda slightly. So we'll start with the opening of the beautiful Heart of Light Wisdom Trinity as planned. And thank you very much for that opening. And I'm just reminding myself that we have 2 interpreters, so I'll slow down. And following that opening, we'll share frequency and hand over to Ishta with that as well, because we would like to say a few words for Amataria, who's transitioned on Friday night in Australia. So we'll include her in our frequency sharing. And I see Naho and Marakisa on there as well. So just a big welcome to both of you as well in this period. And then after the frequency sharing, we'll go into, Ishta will go into the channel. So we'll bring that forward. And following the channel, we'll continue with the question to all mentors and the updates from the board. So just that you're all aware. So we'll start with the mantra once Colin is able to play it, and then we'll hand over to the Heart of Light Wisdom Trinity. Thank you.
Malum sotia larusita lomanium gom. 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 Malum sotia larusita
Mother of light, send petals of love to embrace abundance for all being of light, to be one with God. Just continuing to go into our heart, just dropping and allowing yourself to breathe and sit deeply in your heart. Settling to your heart with every breath. And when you start to feel this large space within your heart, let us call now to our divine presence. Call now to our divine presence. Breathing in its light into your heart center now. Expanding your heart center with every breath. Breathing in, we expand and bring in this light. And with every out breath, release this light into your body, into every cell, into every organ. Very gently. Let's do this 7 times. As we breathe in, allow us to connect deeply with this divine presence of all that we are. With every out breath, very gently, release this light into the spaces around us. Into your auric field. Allow for this light to expand, purify, illuminate with the divine presence of all that we are. And continuing to focus with our breath. Allowing ourselves to come back to the center, to your heart center, and continue to breathe. Breathing in your divine presence. Just focus this breath. And as you breathe out, breathe into your lower chakras now. And allowing this divine light of all that you are, pure consciousness that you are, to drop and connect into the heart, earth heart center, anchoring, connecting deeply with the earth heart center now. And as you breathe in the earth heart's energy. Feel, sense, and allow her support, her embrace to fill you, to touch you. And just allowing yourself to just connect with this earth heart energy as it flows through you. Coming into your heart center now. This expanded state, just witness this light, this pure consciousness, all that we are. With every breath. Now just breathing in to your higher chakras. Align the pure light consciousness of all that you are to flow all the way up, allowing us to connect with the divine source. Every breath that you take, connect with this divine source, the pure light and wisdom of the divine source. To connect with your expanded consciousness, this divine presence of all that we are. Now coming back to your heart center now. Focus on the breath and focus on this light of the divine presence. And the next out breath, breathe out to your left, 6 feet, 3 meters. Let's connect to the feminine consciousness. And allow the balanced energy of creation to flow through us as we make this connection. And once you've made this connection and feels its presence, come back to the center. And again, just continuing to drop deeper, allowing your breath to expand the pure light consciousness of the divine presence. Use your next out breath, breathing out 6 feet, 3 meters to the right as we connect and anchor with the masculine consciousness. Feel the connection. Connect with its balance energy between flame, the masculine and the feminine consciousness, as we come back to the center now. Continuing to focus on your breath in your heart center. In this expanded state of pure light consciousness of your divine presence, breathe out to the back of your heart chakra. 6 feet, 3 meters to the back. As we connect the receptivity portal, connecting with all that is available, with the gifts that are really ready to come through now. As you make this connection, just allow your breath to bring you back now to the center. Continuing to breathe in the expanded state, pure consciousness. Allow this out breath to flow 6 feet, 3 meters to the front of your heart chakra now. Connecting and anchoring with the transmission center. As we allow ourselves to transmit into the world and all around us. To share the divine will of our divine presence. And then coming back to the heart center now. And connecting with our divine presence. As you've made the 6 pointed stars connection. We now ask the diamond light of our pure divine presence to spin through all our chakras, from the soul star to the crown, through to our third eye, our throat chakra, thymus chakra, heart chakra, solar plexus, hara chakra, sacral, our base chakra, our link chakra, earth star chakra, and our earth heart chakra, spinning through, activating purifying, illuminating, divine presence of all that we are. Now call upon your higher self by name. Call on your masters now. We call upon our oversouling master by name. As we are now ready for our connection of the Trinity of the group heart. And we invite Maxine to come through.
Maxine, beautiful heart, you're on mute at the moment.
Sorry. Remaining in our beautiful hearts now, as we continue to breathe deeply, raising our vibrations, we call forth and invite the divine 33 ascended masters that oversoul the mentors of loving wisdom. We ask them to come into our sacred space now. As they share with us the many blessings, the love, the light, the support that they share with the group heart. We now call and invite all the light councils to step forth now, to come into our sacred space. To share their love and light. With the group heart. We call now for the group heart to open and receive all these blessings, teachings, love and light. We give thanks for all that we are. As we now invite the beautiful trinities of the mentors of love and wisdom to share their beautiful gifts, blessings, and wisdom. We call now for the awakened self that releases distortion in the ego, and the birthing heart that supports the souls to birth their path of service and manifest this creation into their reality. And the Earth Guardians Trinity that brings safety and trust. We call now for the elders of the light that brings wisdom, and the elemental pathways of light that opens elemental connections. The emotional heart Trinity that brings harmony and balance. The feminine heart Trinity that opens to receive from God. Healers of the heart that resolves conflict. The heart of grace and loving wisdom Trinity that brings the gifts of loving grace to all souls when they are tired, overwhelmed, lost, or have forgotten their divine truth. And the heart of light wisdom Trinity that brings the understanding and consciousness of how wisdom is created through the realms of light into the consciousness of the soul. Heart of service Trinity that supports all beings to align to their path service as given to their divine plan for their unique soul's journey into physical matter. And the higher mind Trinity that reconnects to spirit. Home is the heart Trinity that brings the home into your center, the inner child that brings joy, magic, and innocence. The innocent heart Trinity that uplifts the frequency and reminds souls to lift their focus to their higher perspective. The light bringers that bring awakening to the divine truth. And the light crystals that illuminates the darkness. The light pathways that releases limitation in energy systems. And the loving heart Trinity that grounds all the gifts into Earth's heart. And the loving self Trinity brings self-love and acceptance. And the masculine heart Trinity that brings strength and abundance. Mothers of creation Trinity that aligns with Mother Earth. The sacred creations Trinity that aligns the divine will. And the sacred flame of the heart that works with the many councils of light to keep the flame of divinity alive and illuminated in the hearts of the human soul. Spheres of light and sound Trinity that brings purity and clarity to the group heart, and the starry peacekeepers that brings joy and peace from the starry self, and unity of the heart Trinity that unifies the group consciousness, the universal heart Trinity that holds the blueprints, and the way showers Trinity that brings mastery and purpose. And we're open to receive all these gifts and blessings, teachings and learnings. As I now hand over to Guru Deva to share with us the mission statement of the Mentors of Love and Wisdom.
Mentors of Love and Wisdom mission statement. Through learning co-creation and releasing separation, peace reigns in the heart of humanity again. The mind of Source is anchored in co-creation, and all may reach its highest potential through the mind of Source. Be calm, be still, be one. Uplift the frequency and expand the being, and assist all to enlighten through the light each moment. Bring the hearts and minds of man and humanity into peace once more. Blessings, beautiful hearts. As we share our hearts and our light with each other,
and receive. I would like to just take this time to focus on one of our own who left us to return to spirit. Amataria was a director on the board. She had been with the mentors of love and wisdom from the very beginning. She was passionate about the mentors of love and wisdom, and she touched the hearts of many of you. Many of you knew her personally, and received from her as she received from you. She had a struggle of several years with cancer, and she is now freed from the physical body, moving back to presence. In joy and bliss. Amataria was devoted to her spiritual work for more than 20 years. I knew her for, I don't know, about 15 years, and in that time she was completely devoted to her spiritual work. Did many mystery schools, did much of my work, created her own work, and she had the biggest heart, which she loved to share. She was devoted to the mentors of love and wisdom because she understood its deep connection with spirit. She understood its loving service. And so she was always present with that through the heart consciousness. She was part of the Earth Guardians Trinity from the very beginning. Oh no, she wasn't from the very beginning. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to remember. She was in another Trinity beforehand, I think, from memory. No, Marakisa might correct me on that. And her Trinity with Naho and Marakisa walked this journey with her in the last few years, supporting her and receiving from her. And we hold Naho and Marakisa in our hearts at this time. I've asked Naho if they wanted to say anything, but at the moment they've said that they're just sitting with Amataria's energies. Because of Amataria's passion and connectedness to us, she is always there with us and always will be. Always connected with us through the group heart. In the last few weeks before she passed, I didn't get to speak to her, but we did text, and her last text to me was on Wednesday. And she told me that she'd been able to see her divine pillar of light for the first time because she didn't really have her vision open. and that she was very excited about that. She saw it anchoring through her. And that she felt the last veil had dropped. And her emoji back to me was her blowing a party whistle, celebrating, which was very Amataria, very Amataria. So they were her last words to me. Celebrating her divine pillar. Celebrating her connection. So let us just take this moment to honour someone who gave so much to our beautiful mentors of love and wisdom. And I know she touched the hearts of many of you, spoke to you, connected with you. Just take a moment to breathe, connect with her, give thanks to her. Let us take a moment just to celebrate her. Celebrate all that she gave. Celebrate her divine light. Celebrate her love, her passion, her laughter, her ability to dance and to laugh in the face of many challenges that she had in her life. For those that knew her, you'd know that she loved to dance, she loved to laugh, and she loved to sing. So let's just take this moment to celebrate this beautiful, beautiful being. As we honour her in this moment. Knowing in our hearts that she's dancing in the light right now. Merged in one with divine light. Sebastian has written a little affirmation or decree for Amataria. It's based on a Ho'oponopono with affirmations. And he's going to read it out for us. And if you go slowly, Sebastian, I'm going to read out the English as you read out the French. So if you read out the French, just do a line by line. I'll read out the English as you...
If you want, but perhaps it's more fluid if you read only in English.
Well, you wrote it.
Okay.
Okay, so just read out the French and then I'll read out the English.
Nous sommes réunis comme un seul au nom du divin.
We are gathered as one in the name of the divine.
Nous affirmons que nous sommes unis sous les lois universelles, sous la volonté du divin et le respect du libre arbitre.
We affirm that we are united under universal laws, under the will of the divine, and respect for free will.
En tant que membres du collectif de l'humanité, nous tournons notre intention vers notre sœur Amataria, afin qu'elle reçoive le plus haut potentiel pour elle.
As members of the collective of humanity, we give our attention to our dear sister Amataria, so that she receives the highest potential.
Nous reconnaissons et acceptons pleinement l'état de présence d'Amataria, y compris sa conscience, son énergie, sa santé.
We fully honor and accept Amataria's state of being present. This includes her consciousness, all her energy, and her health.
Nous honorons toute la conscience et l'énergie qui sont venues à elle au cours de sa vie. Et nous honorons toute la conscience et l'énergie qu'elle a partagée au cours de sa vie.
We honor all consciousness and energy that came to her during her life. And we honor all consciousness and energy that she shared during her life.
Nous reconnaissons que nous sommes tous souverains et co-créateurs de l'humanité. En tant que membres du collectif de l'humanité, nous demandons pardon pour notre co-création avec notre sœur, Amataria, et nous la libérons de tous nos attachements.
We recognize that we are all sovereign beings and co-creators of humanity. As members of the collective of humanity, we ask forgiveness for our co-creation with our sister, Amataria, and we release her from all attachments that we may hold.
Nous rendons grâce pour l'amour, la lumière, l'unité et l'abondance entre nous tous.
We give thanks for the love, the light, the unity and abundance among all of us.
Nous remercions Amataria pour tout ce qu'elle a donné et pour la façon dont elle l'a donné.
We give thanks to Amataria for all she gave and for the way she gave.
Nous remercions Amataria pour tous les êtres qu'elle a aidés et pour la manière dont elle a aidé.
We give thanks to Amataria for all the beings she has helped and for the way in which she has helped.
Nous remercions Amataria pour tous les êtres qu'elle a aimés et pour la manière dont elle a offert son amour.
We give thanks to Amataria for all the beings she loved and for the way in which she offered her love.
Nous affirmons notre amour pour le divin, pour la terre, pour l'humanité, pour notre sœur Amataria et pour nous-mêmes.
We affirm our love for the divine, for our beautiful planet Earth, for the heart of humanity, for our divine sister Amataria, and for ourselves.
Nous nous en remettons entièrement aux lois universelles de la création, de la vérité universelle et de la grâce. Et nous appelons les lois universelles du pardon, de la compassion et de l'amour.
We rely fully on the universal laws of creation. We trust in universal truth and grace. We call the universal laws of forgiveness, compassion and love to flow.
Et nous avons foi en la puissance divine infinie et en la grâce. Nous sommes un avec tout ce qui est.
We have full faith in infinite divine power and in grace. We are one with all that is, as we are one with Amataria. And we give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks.
And Mother Mary sent a petal of love.
And we send the petals of love. So just honouring all her gifts, all her love that she gave to the group heart, to each one of us. She is always in our hearts and always held in our group heart. If anyone has anything else they would like to add, please do so. Thank you to Sebastian. Thank you to all of you. Thank you, Naho. Thank you, Marikisa, for all of your love. Thank you. Okay.
I would just like to say I met Amataria, and the first time I met her, it was just her infectious laughter and presence, and she just made you feel so welcome, and you just felt the light from her, and she just radiated the room. So a beautiful soul. And I'm so blessed that I met her in person. So, God bless. Thank you.
Well, we give thanks to her as one of our original members, and she had a big impact on the mentors of love and wisdom, and gave a lot of loving service, for which we are eternally grateful. We're going to go into channel now. Usually it's a little bit special today because of Amataria, but usually at the beginning of the year, the masters do step forward to speak to us, to talk about the focus for the mentors for the coming year. And it's a good thing sometimes to go back and look at this focus that they've given us for the year. I'm not sure whether we really do each year. I'm thinking about it and think, well, I don't know if actually ever we received the channel, but do we go back during the year and revisit it and ask ourselves, have we been following that focus? You know, it's certainly something that Amataria would ask us all to do. It would be something that she would look at. So perhaps we do need to revisit the message that they give us each year. It's a bit like I tell all my students, if you're going to receive guidance, the best thing you can do is actually choose to follow it instead of just receive it and then ignore it. So it's given to us for a reason. So maybe this year we might make an intention before we start that when we get the transcript, we might actually choose to revisit it a couple of times during the year and just actually see whether we're actually following what the masters are talking to us about as mentors, as an organization that is guided by them. So, you know, be conscious that this organization is guided by a council of 33 ascended masters. It was created by them and they guide us. And we can choose to ignore that guidance if we want. They're not going to judge us for it. But it simply means that we're not actually meeting our potential. So this year perhaps we might revisit that focus that we're given maybe once or twice, and perhaps as I'm saying this, some of you might remind me of that during the year. It might be really good because I forget as quickly as anybody else. So I'm very happy for you to, you know, raise your hand and wave it at me and say, hey, is it time to go and revisit that focus that we were given? That would be really good if some of you could remember to do that, because I don't always remember. So, yeah. So if you could just all hold the space for me while I go into channel, that's really, you know, what we do. We hold space as we call in the Council of 33. We call them in. And we open our hearts to them. As 33 pillars of white light, pure light, begin to anchor around each one of us. Beautiful circle of light will begin to anchor around each one of us as each of you chooses to open your heart to receive. I'm being guided to ask you to let go your resistance, to surrender to receive, to let go any fear of what this might be for you, for me, for anyone. And allow yourself to actually be guided, to step out of your ego will and just surrender. Surrender to the higher guidance. And breathing deeply and just coming into your hearts. Just coming into your hearts. And allowing your hearts to open through your breath so that you can actually receive on the many different levels that this message will be offered to you. Through its vibration, through its frequency, through the codes of light that will be carried upon it, and through your deep connection to the Council of 33 as they come to you. And allow your connection to be anchored in the group heart. Allow yourself to open to your Master. And as the council steps forward, Lord Maitreya comes. And he comes and stands in the very core of our group heart. He says, the core of our group heart exists as a consciousness that we are co-creating together. And he asks you to be aware of this. Beloved hearts, we are the Lord Maitreya that steps now into the very consciousness of your group heart. And as we do, we begin to create vibrations of frequency, vibrations of upliftment, vibrations of divine light. And we begin to send these out through the very core of your group heart consciousness. For within this group heart is in existence all that you have co-created together. Creating within this group heart consciousness of belief, of action, of reaction, of your emotions, of your thoughts, your resistances and your surrenders. All of this sits in the group heart, beloved ones. And it is accumulated through all that each one of you creates and manifests in the group heart. And we say to you, beloved hearts, it is for you to come into this core heart consciousness and to create an energy, a vibration of loving wisdom, to sit within it, to focus upon it. That all that is not in alignment to your mission may be embodied by the heart of love that you bring to it. So we would suggest, beloved hearts, that the four healing trinities of your group heart come to this consciousness 4 times a year and begin to activate this group heart energy, this group heart consciousness with love, beloved ones, with love, with the energy of surrender, with the energy of connection, with the energy that unifies, and above all, with the energy that uplifts and enlightens, so that all that is sitting in this consciousness, this soup of the group heart that you have co-created, may be uplifted and enlightened through love, beloved ones, through love. For we said to you, beloved ones, since your inception, since your birthing, you have come together to assist humanity to resolve its karma. You have come together to meet the challenges of these times that you are now living on your planet. And all that you have learned, all that you are co-creating, all that is touching you deeply to uplift you and to enlighten you, is to be shared, beloved hearts. For it is needed. It is not for you to hide it away, to guard it to yourself. This is not the purpose, beloved ones, of receiving. To receive, beloved ones, from a higher vibration, is to open your heart to this. To open your heart to it fully, in deep gratitude for this gift that is given to you. To embrace it fully, beloved ones, and to share it where you may. It is not to be kept solely for you, to be hidden, but to be opened and to be shared, beloved ones. We said to you, it is as if you have been given a large box, a gift with ribbon, and you are holding this box to you tightly, afraid to open the ribbon and to let the gifts out to share. But we said to you, beloved ones, these gifts have not been given to you to keep to yourself. They have been given to you to share, beloved ones. For this is the very nature of gifting, beloved hearts, gifting and sharing of the gift. Whether it be, beloved ones, the gift of your higher selves, that you are anchoring through your being, the vessel of your physicality on the earth. These are to be shared, beloved one. This is the purpose of opening your channel to your higher self, to anchor these gifts through your being, that you may share them in the world of matter. For they are sorely needed, beloved ones, sorely needed. And you come together in trinities of divine light, beloved ones. And through these trinities of divine light you co-create and share your gifts, your wisdom, your love, and all that you learn, all that you manifest, is to be shared, beloved hearts, not to be hidden unto yourselves. And then you come together in the consciousness of co-creation in your group heart, and all that you are, all the divine light that you hold in each one of you, all the wisdom of each one of you, beloved ones, comes together to be shared with each other and to be shared with humanity. So we said to you, beloved ones, share your gifts, share the guidance that you receive from the higher realms, share the knowledge and the wisdom that you hold. Do not cleave it unto thyself, for it is not for you. It is for all beings, beloved ones. You have come to mentor humanity through your love and your wisdom. And the gifts and the guidance and the flow of your light is an ongoing process, beloved ones. You have not been guided to wait until all is downloaded and made manifest, for you will be waiting for many lifetimes. And your mission will be unmanifested. You have come to share as it is given to you, to receive the gifts, the many gifts of love and wisdom, to open to this, to let it flow through your being, and then to share this with a loving heart, with an open heart. And as you do, dear ones, to manifest the love and wisdom that you are receiving into your life, to live in surrender, not in duality, to live in wonder and with love, to embody and to embrace the gifts that your higher selves bring to you, to honor these, to know them, to recognize them when they begin to manifest in your life, and to give deep thanks for this, to be in deep gratitude for all that comes to you. Humanity is walking into the new times, yes indeed, beloved one. But there is much change, many challenges, as there is much resistance. We said to you, step from this duality, this resistance, so that in these chaotic times you are no longer one or the other trapped in polarity, but you have come into a place of grace and peace within you, centered within the higher vibration of thyself. For only in this place can you serve. When you are pulled into duality, in conflict and in the chaos of the times, beloved one, you cannot serve. For you are trapped in a paradigm of reality that is not aligned to the divine plan. You are simply trapped in chaos, and conflict. And this too will pass. But while you sit in this vibration, you cannot serve. Beloved hearts, remember your purpose. Remember that you have come to anchor love and wisdom on this planet, to hold the unconditional consciousness of love is your key. To let go your conditions, your attachments, to simply hold the energy of love and the wisdom of divine truth. Beloved heart, letting go all other truths, the truths of the ego that creates such separation and conflict, have no purpose, beloved one. They simply create more resistance, more conflict, more chaos. Hold your centers, beloved heart, in these times. Stay centered in your divine hearts, connected to the vibration of the presence of God within you. It holds no separation. It holds no judgment. It holds no duality, for it is, beloved heart. And there is great compassion in this. And there is generosity of heart and kindness of spirit. For in this place all are one, all are unified, all are part of the whole, we say. Dear one, seek the wisdom from Mother Earth. Look upon a butterfly in all its beauty. It exists but for a short time in matter. But it does not spend this time in resistance, questioning itself, questioning others, in conflict with others. It does not spend its time asserting its personality and its beliefs onto others. It does not posture, beloved hearts. It dances on the wind. It sees the gift that it has been given, no matter how short its time on earth. And it flows in the oneness of this. And when it is time to release its physical vessel, then the spirit of source returns to source. It does not question why it has done this. It simply surrenders. It does not question its existence. It does not question why it has not got more time. It is one with all, beloved heart, and it creates no conflict or chaos for itself. For it is pure spirit, beloved one, directly from the heart of source, always connected with all that is. It creates no separation with itself, with source, or with any other consciousness. For it has no need, beloved ones. For it is, and it is in deep gratitude for its existence, for its opportunity to be all that it may be in the moment of its being. And this is why, beloved one, it has no need of many, many years of earth time to exist. For in its short time, it meets the oneness of all that is, without resistance, celebrating creation in every moment. Beloved hearts, with no separation, no duality, no conflict. So we say to you, beloved hearts, choose to be like the butterfly. Live your life in deep gratitude, in oneness, with no conflict, no separation. Be as one with the heart of Source. And you will always know that which you are. This is the mastery that each one of you walks. And you are being guided, beloved ones, to this. Are you listening? Are you receiving? Beloved hearts. And are you flowing on this guidance? Or are you sitting in your mind in resistance? Choosing a different way to exist that brings you conflict and chaos. We suggest, dear ones, a higher potential for your co-creation with the heart of Source and with the consciousness of matter in the physical realms. For when you lift your consciousness to a higher vibration, and you hold this higher vibration within your being, connecting without resistance to the heart of Source, as one, then, dear hearts, you will flow like the butterfly in grace, and always know that which you are in your divine truth, and no longer in your separation. Yet, dear ones, we said to you, it is for you to choose. But in this group heart, we ask you, each one, to support each other, to choose the highest potential, no longer choosing the lower potential, dear ones. For you have come into this group heart for a reason. You have been called, we say. You have listened. And it is time for you to follow the guidance of this and to make manifest the gift of this group heart, working together through your love and your wisdom to serve the heart of humanity through these times, beloved one, of great challenge and great chaos. These are transformational times, beloved one. And they will continue to challenge humanity for many of your earth years to come. And as with all of humanity, guidance is required, support is required, compassion is required. And you are asked to let go your fear, let go your ego, and to step onto the path of service, beloved ones, that you have been called to, and to listen to this call, and to allow this to flow, beloved hearts, no longer with fear or resistance, but with love and with wisdom. Hear the calling, beloved one of your soul. Join more deeply with the group heart. Come together to learn how to share that which you are given in deep gratitude. For it is given to be shared, beloved ones. It is given to be shared. Are you sharing, we ask you? Deeply, profoundly, passionately, the love and wisdom that you are receiving. Are you acknowledging this, beloved ones? Are you accepting this as part of your being? Are you embracing the gifts on all levels that are given to you? And then are you sharing the highest potential of this with all beings? For this is your purpose, beloved hearts, to serve humanity. It is time now, we say, beloved ones, for you to begin to meet your purpose. You have practiced for a long time now, beloved hearts, and humanity is in need. Offer your service through love and wisdom, and in this you will find more love and wisdom for yourself. Hold each other through these times. Deeply, heartfelt love and light. Walk beside each other in your times of trouble or challenge. Walk beside each other when you share, beloved heart, your gifts. Hold kindness on your tongue and in your heart. Be compassionate in all that you do. Hold love for each other, blessing each other in all things, we say. For this is the way forward, beloved hearts, for the group heart that you are. We give thanks to you for all that you create. We give thanks to you for your blessings of light and love. We are in deep gratitude for you for walking the path. Blessings to you, beloved hearts. Blessings to you. Blessings to you.
Thank you, Ishtar, and thank you, Lord Maitreya. I'm being conscious of time because it is getting late here in Australia. But I do feel the question that we have for everyone today fits very beautifully with what we just received in the channel. So the question today was to share with everyone how we center and ground ourselves when times are turbulent, when we feel triggered or overwhelmed, and what tools, techniques, or practices each one of us has in our repertoire that we might want to share with the group heart for everyone. So I might give you an example from what I'm doing when I feel triggered or overwhelmed, and something I've been practicing in like the last 6 months or so. I started, so my higher self in the Mentors of Love and Wisdom is Naila Ra, and she holds the keepership of the golden light of creation. And when I feel triggered or upset by something, I've started to breathe into this golden light of creation, which I can feel very presently in my heart center. So I've made a little practice for myself to connect with that light and breathe into it. And I feel that it calms me down pretty much straight away. Particularly the more I practice it, and it brings me into that consciousness of my higher self as well, which has a very soothing effect. So that's one example. I'm sure there are many different gifts that each of us holds. So does anybody feel like sharing? Catherine?
So for me, I've been part of the path of the one heart, and I'll run my spiritual current, whether it's for the Magdalens or the caretakers. I find particularly the caretakers one very grounding and very expansive. And because I have practiced it so much, and being whether out in the environment, in groups, or just places where the energy might be a little chaotic, let's say, I will do that. So it is grounding with Mother Earth, bringing up the love, connecting to the light, bringing the light down, and then also allowing it to circle around my different chakras and then expanding. So I'll do a mini version of it when I'm in those particular places. And I find that I am deeply grounded and centered really quickly.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, good evening, everybody. I would say for myself a little bit the same than Catherine about the spiritual current, because definitively when there is something triggering me, I go in the caretaker spiritual current, and it really brings me quickly down inside me. But on top of the spiritual current, when something is triggering me, I am conscious, and very quickly I stop my mind. saying, and instead of going on and going and being overwhelmed, I'm just saying to myself, please just stop. What is here? What is happening? Where are you going? And the simple fact of asking myself, what do you feel? Why is this coming up? And just receiving it already is bringing at least half of the situation down. After the rest, it takes a little bit more time, but these for me are really the two tools I'm using. And the second the second I use it because I have been a long time in my life in the absolute control, and I really realized that when I come to a state where my mind is in peace, there is no being overwhelmed, has no place anymore. So that's for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Christine. Bernadette, you've got your hand raised.
Yes, I also find definitely that breathing helps, going into the breath of life. Also, what helps me is to sound, and sounding depends. It might be if there's nobody around and I'm in my room and I'm triggered, then I can make the sounds I want. Or even if I'm surrounded by a lot of people, I find that just humming, just a low, just to take me back inside, brings me back. I focus on the sound. So like Christine says, this helps my mind also stop, because I go into and I sound on the breath. I'll breathe in deeply, like with the breath of life, and then breathe out with just that hum. And that just brings me, and I find humming also and sounding just so soothing. It's a bit like giving myself a big hug or cradling myself in a way, and that brings me back into that center to myself. So that's one of my techniques.
Thank you, Bernadette. That's beautiful.
I want to share the experience I had 1 week ago about to be triggered. And what is efficient for me is to sit down and to call to my divine presence to hold the space and to observe through the space, quiet space of my divine presence. And of course to breathe and just to sit down and to call what is triggered next to me through my divine presence. And the information I have received last time was what is the lack of clarity in you, and to bring back what is triggered from outside, inside of me, because something was not clear in me. So I could recognize it through the presence of my divine presence. And then I kept that question in me all the day. And at one moment I had the opportunity to ask to my angelic higher self, what is the answer about that? And the answer I received is that I don't need to answer about what is a lack of clarity or what I really want, because often I was observing that we have a position through reactions outside, but the question is never here, why do I really want me within me? And the answer was, you don't need to know. You just need to bring back in yourself the lack of clarity and just to stay open without any answer and just to stay open to the present moment. So for me, it's to stay with my divine presence and to call the lack of clarity, to call what is triggered and to see what is the lack of clarity in me. And yes, it can be to ask to my angelic higher self. And things were totally dissolved during the day. What triggered in me was totally dissolved during the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Jovana. Beautiful. Waldemar, you've got your hand up.
Я буду на русском с переводом Алексея. Да, если можно, чтобы включили английский канал. Давай.
Alex, you translating for us?
Everybody can just go to English on your interpretation, and then you'll hear Alex.
В данном случае, что делаю я? В большом дефиците сейчас это сама энергия. И энергия, количество энергии определяет на сегодняшний день, как ты взаимодействуешь с этим миром. Одного сознания на сегодняшний день и стыковки с Высшим недостаточно, по крайней мере мне. Поэтому я делаю, конечно же, все, что делает каждый из вас. Я встаю в 5 утра и провожу соединение с кристаллом, со своим Высшим Я, со своим Высшим и со своим мастером, со своим божественным присутствием. После чего я включаю, конечно же, свой столб света и нахожусь в канале с глубоким медленным дыханием 20-20-20. Это минутное дыхание, которое дает мне возможность на вдохе входить в свет, проникаясь полностью в каждый квант своего тела света. Задержка 20 секунд мне дает полностью насыщение этим светом, а выдох дает полное якорение с землей. И самое вот это состояние, оно дает расширение. И когда я выхожу из этого состояния, через 22-31 минуту, я это завершаю 2 либо 3 пранаямами, которые дают мне расширение и большое количество энергии. И это количество энергии дает мне впоследствии на сутки давать энергию вовне. И как раз сейчас был ченнелинг о том, чтобы давать. И мы, конечно же, пришли для того, чтобы давать. А если нам давать нечем, то мы просто пребываем в свете. Черпаем из этого источника, не давая ничего. Вопрос энергии, сколько ты можешь дать. И владея техниками расширения и владея техниками насыщения и выдачи энергии, ты можешь это все в этом находиться, пребывать 24 часа. И так каждый день. И наверняка вот мастер мой Бабаджи уже год мне как дает это с момента завершения.
Gabriel? Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Мгм. И мастер Бабаджи как раз меня инициировал на то, чтобы именно эту технику вести, и он мне состыковал все технологии, которыми наполнена кундалини-йога, и не только все в целом в йоге, на то, чтобы сделать тот сет, который приемлем для меня, чтобы быть полностью насыщенным и в энергии. И я, конечно же, выложу техники, которые на сегодняшний день я практикую, чтобы была возможность их практиковать, если есть в этом необходимость. Так как мы ведем в семье вот со Светланой, мы ведем как раз школу йоги, академию йоги. Мы эти технологии, конечно же, передаем нашим учащимся, нашему потоку. Спасибо огромное, если чем-то помог.
Thank you, Waldemar. Thank you for everyone sharing. And perhaps, you know, if you have other techniques or other ideas, maybe just put them on the messenger board, because I feel like we can all learn from each other. I am sorry, but I'm going to move on because we're running out of time now. But if you have anything else to share, please just share it with the group. I think we all need to remember how much we learned from everyone. Given the time, I'm just going to ask if there are any updates from any of the circles. If they're not, I would like to cut the section fairly short. So if any circle has any updates, now is the time for you to unmute. Ishta?
Just from the external communication circle, to remember that we have equinox event in, is it March? Yeah, in March. So that's a group event where we're sharing to the world. So we are actually sharing our gifts, and it's the sacred creation trinity, I think, sharing on that equinox. So we do ask all mentors to try and attend to support the trinities that are offering at these events. You know, it's challenging to go out to the public, so if you can support them, that would be wonderful by attending. Thank you.
Thank you. Beautiful. Our next group heart meeting is in March as well, March 6th at 7 a.m. Sydney time. So I'm sure Eureka will send out a reminder closer to the time. Sorry, Ishtar, you have another thing?
Sorry, everyone. To remember that one in March is welcoming the new mentors. We have about, I think, 9 or maybe there's 12 new mentors that are starting. So we do have a ceremony to welcome them. So we do ask you to try and attend, because it's lovely for you to welcome all the new mentors. And for those trinities that do not have a third member, or maybe they don't have a second and third member, you will very soon, in the next, probably in about 3-4 weeks, you will then be given your new Trinity member. So we're working on that just in the next couple of weeks. So you will all have a full Trinity for March. Thank you.
Thank you. Beautiful. So I think if there isn't anything else, let us close today's meeting. So let us all just close our eyes and connect with our heart as we give thanks for everything that we received today. As we honor our beautiful Amataria. As we give thanks for the channel that we received from Lord Maitreya. As we honor all the gifts that all members of the group heart of mentors in love and wisdom hold and share lovingly with everyone. So let us breathe all our light into our heart space. And with the exhale, send this light and all that has been received into the heart of Mother Gaia. Let us ground all the gifts that we hold. And let us anchor deeply the group heart of the mentors of love and wisdom with all its gift in the heart of Mother Earth. May we always remember our light. May we always remember to share all that we are. Blessed be all beings. Blessed be all beings. Blessed be all beings. Thank you, everyone. And we'll connect with you all and see you in March. Much love.